but the priest informed him that Lacey had to leave the church with a belly full of disappointment. Back at the little cabin, Lacey seemed a bit guilty, too shy to get out of the car. Mr. Pastor noticed his mood and kindly asked if the cabin was warm inside. He answered absent-mindedly and asked the pastor why he didn't fix the cabin up a bit better, maybe to lift Lacey's spirits. Maybe Mr. Pastor trusted Lacey a lot. He started telling a story about the cabin. He once had a brave son who was a jet pilot in the Air Force. On a career trip, his son met a charming Japanese girl. Hawaiian romance. This cozy little cabin was originally set up for the happy couple, but fate loves to play pranks, and the son never returned. All that was left was endless regret and an empty cabin. 2 years later, his wife quietly left due to missing him. At that moment, Mr. Pastor felt like his world collapsed, and the future looked foggy and bumpy. But then he saw Lacey, and it was like he saw a glimmer of hope in despair, as they energetically tried to piece together a jigsaw of hope from the scraps of life. This was also why he found the strength to stand up again. That night, Lacey was pulled to the table by her eldest daughter before she could clean up. Her tiredness wasn't the kind that can be cured with a good night's sleep. It was the years of pushing and moving castle with 6 kids. She was always pushing, and when she looked up, she saw her kids encouraging her. "Mom, we're not just in the car. We're here helping you push." Yes, you can do it, of course, Mom. You can do it. You always feel like you're pushing a castle. Then the daughter handed her mother a gift, a red flower petal dress that Molly carefully picked out. The other kids pitched in a little too. When Lacey saw the dress, she wept like a waterfall. It was a cold winter, and her Cold War with eldest son Shane continued. Even though they shared one and the same cabin, they still couldn't break the stalemate. Recently, Lacey had been getting close to Norman, which sent Shane through the roof. When she saw her brother doodling in her homework, her inner rage finally found a way out. She unleashed all her fury on Molly. Mom tried to stop Shane's extreme behavior, but Shane wasn't having any of it. Out of options, Mom grabbed Dad's old belt and whacked Shane with it, leaving her little siblings stunned. The sight made them cry out to Mom for mercy, and she finally snapped out of her furious haze. For the next 5 days, Shane didn't utter a single word to Mom. She felt her mom didn't care, his in her car crying at her dad's photo. Alas, nostalgia didn't help. Mom was fully aware of what Shane was thinking at that very moment. Her understanding was like a gentle spring breeze that nourished everything. Mom knew Shane didn't want to care for her siblings or be the backbone of the family. Subtitles. She desired to break free from those wonderful childhood bonds, such as the vibrant school life and friendships. But for Shane, the reality was indeed cruel. She had to confront the harsh realities of life. Using limited resources, she strived for a better life. After talking to Mom, Shane seemed to mature instantly. She was no longer silent and withdrawn. Instead, she started talking to Mom about her feelings. "Are you really?" "Indeed, really, Mom. I'm sorry for making you angry. I'm going to dinner, for that date." Mom spent all her money on Shane's date, buying him shoes and a suit, even if they were second-hand from the church. But this was the best outfit Shane ever had. Lacey looked stunning too because she had a date as well. Before leaving, she secretly slipped some pocket money to her son. Shane knew what that money meant to Mom and for her. That money meant more than anything else. This was Shane's first date, and she didn't know how to dance or even ask a girl out. In the end, it was the girl who made the first move, and shyly Shane danced with her. Meanwhile, Lacey wasn't nearly so lucky. As Lacey and Norman reached the bar door, Norman grabbed her to dance in the snow, flashing a look that was a bit too intense. He pulled out a hotel key from his pocket, hinting at tonight's intentions. At that moment, Lisa's heart skipped a beat as she firmly rejected Norman's suggestion. However, Norman's face turned sour in an instant, while Shane had a bittersweet goodbye with the girl that night. Just as she was about to step inside, she heard faint crying from a distance. Following the sound, she found Mom inside the car. Mom's cheeks were covered in blood, and her eyes showed pain and helplessness. Apparently, a furious Norman had laid hands on her because Lacey rejected him. He mercilessly dumped her a few kilometers away. Back inside, Shane tended to her wounds. Ever since Dad passed away, Lacey had never ever faced such humiliation and pain. On this cold night, mother and son huddled together, deciding to bury this painful experience deep inside. They would no longer let the shadow of domestic violence loom over their lives.